Hey, what's up? What's good? It's my black opinion, and I'm back again. Today, I'm gonna be talking about something that might be kind of a sensitive topic. Alright, but it's something that I feel like a lot of good people struggle with. And the reason why we struggle is because in American society, we're always put down. We're always put down. We're always mocked. We're always ridiculed for wanting to live this type of lifestyle. And it's bullshit. Ever since I was a child, I was raised with Protestant values. I was raised with good values. I was raised to be a man who was the head of his household. I was raised to be strong. I was raised to be courageous. I was not raised to be out here smutting out all these women. I was not raised out here to lead to the destruction of American society. I was not raised to be out here to create hoes, to consistently destroy society, make it into a degenerate place. And it sucks that men are consistently ridiculed for wanting to be the alpha of their family instead of the quote unquote alpha, another synonym for being a man whore. Alright, so really I just want to talk about this lifestyle. I want to talk about why I have enough strength in myself to remain pure for myself. Okay? There seems to be this really huge misconception, especially when it comes to men. We're always seem to be grouped in to men who are incels or men who can't get women. Alright? Understand that for me, I can get women. If you've seen my past videos, I've had a lot of different incidences, a lot of different times in which women would approach me. Women would talk to me. Women would come up to me. So I don't really have a problem talking to women or a problem communicating with women. There's a lot of times where women would come up to me and say, hey, do you want to do this? Or do you want to have intercourse? Or do you want to fuck? And I would have to let them down slowly and say, no, I'm not interested. There were times where women would show interest. There were times where women would ask me out on dates. And I would have to say, no, I'm not interested. Alright, so please do not lump me into the category of people who do not have the ability to get women, people who don't have the status or the social skills to get women, because at the end of the day, getting women, in my humble opinion, in today's society is not that fucking hard. Alright, so let's get into this. Number one reason why I choose to wait. A lot of people, especially PUAs, claim that it is in a man's biology to fuck every single girl that moves, have no sense of self-control, that we should inherently be evil in this current day society, because women love evil men. But there's certain things that hold me back from doing that. Number one is STDs. I don't care how much you want me to prove my manhood or prove myself to everybody else. I don't care. I'm not going to risk my body or risk my life to prove to you that I'm a man. I'm not going to put myself at risk for number one, an STD, gonorrhea, HIV. I'm not going to put myself at risk for a sexual allegation. I'm gonna be a wise man and say, I'm not gonna do this. And then 30 years later, once I'm somebody who is successful, be accused because I want to hang out with, or I want to smash some chick who is not good for me. Number two, a lot of people make excuses, or a lot of people claim that it's not about the chicks that you smash. Number one, I'm saying just in general, if a chick is easy to smash, she's probably not a high quality chick. Alright, let's just put that out there. Alright, so I find no fulfillment and I find no pride in smashing chicks because what's the point? There's no quality to these women. There's no quality to these women. You're literally just smashing hoes. What is so fulfilling and what is so great about smashing hoes? Why do you find an achievement in being able to smash hoes? And people claim, well, there's a hierarchy to this. There's for the women who are more pretty, then they're more high quality. I have a completely different standard. If I'm able to smash you without being married or in a committed relationship, I don't see you as high quality. Period. So at the end of the day, I find no value, or I don't see myself higher in general by smashing you. I really don't. Number three, a lot of people claim that men and women are different. That men's value go up as they get older. And they get their notch count higher or whatever. And women's value goes down. All right, this is what they say in the red pill community and through media and television, etc., etc. I really don't care about that standard. I want to be somebody who is a good man. I remember talking to women about, let me rephrase this, okay? I've opened up to certain people about the skeletons in my closet. And I've done that for good women. You know what I mean? I've told them, hey, this is what I've done. And it really seems like in the red pill community, they claim that women love bad men, evil men. Okay? Evil women love evil men. You understand? Evil women love evil men. And understand that most of the women out here are evil women. So of course, you're going to get more women because most women are not good women. Most people in general are not good people. All right? But when I found somebody who was a good woman, had good ethics and good morals, she was repulsed by men who live an evil lifestyle. Okay? I don't want to build up a reputation as somebody who has skeletons in his closet, a shitty ass resume. Alright? I don't. Because guess what? In my humble opinion, there are good women out here. They are few and far in between. There aren't many out here, but there are good women out here. And honestly, these women are repulsed by men who do these types of things. Okay? 4. I don't want to lead to the continuous destruction and degeneracy of the society. I see the destruction and chaos that players in the feminist movement and in whores are doing to this society. I don't want, especially the next generation, to have to experience the bullshit that I've experienced. Somebody who simply just wants to be in a relationship, a long-term relationship that leads to marriage. Now keep in mind, I'm not talking about marriage by the state, because obviously a state-led marriage is not a good idea in today's society. But, you know, a spiritual covenant between me and another woman. I don't want to lead and feed the beast of this degenerate society. This is something that I chose to put my foot down and say, look, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to support this type of movement. I will not support this type of ideology, because degeneracy has led to the downfall of so many different civilizations. Civilizations like Corinth. There's so many different civilizations because of the moral decay of their society. It led to their downfall. I don't want to lead or endorse that type of lifestyle, because it leads to the downfall of civilizations. It leads to the downfall of society. It leads to men and women not being fulfilled. It leads to loneliness. And honestly, who wants to be who wants to have no options when it comes to the partners that you keep? Who wants to live in a society where all you have to choose from are women that you can't even trust because of the decisions that they've made in their past, the skeletons that they have in their closet? Why would you want to live in that society? I will not continue to embrace and feed the beast of this society, point blank period. I don't care. And that's why I choose to wait. I want to be an example for my children. That's number 4. Whether or not I'm a male, whether or not I'm a female, I may have a daughter. I may have a son. I do not want to teach my son to smut out these women. I don't. I see my dick as royalty, and the only thing and the only person who could have my dick is my wife, my queen, the queen of my kingdom. And I think it's important to teach our men the same thing. It's one thing to be an incel, another thing to be a player who smuts out these women with no fucking morals or self-esteem. And it's another thing to say, I'm such high value that, you know what? I'm not going to put myself or hand myself to every single woman out here. I think that's the optimal way to think of this. Optimal way to live your life. And by every regard, if I have a daughter, I would have to ask myself, do I want her boyfriend or her husband to be like I am? Would I want to be a terrible example for somebody who my daughter is going to date? Would I want my daughter to make the same decisions that I've made in life? So if I smut myself out, if I go ahead and sleep with all of these different women, all I'm saying indirectly is that it's okay. That you can live a good life despite that. It would break my heart to see my daughter smut out and passed around by all of these evil men. It really would. So I would never want to be that evil man to begin with. even if I'm looked down when it comes to the red pill community, I'm not going to smut myself out and become a player just because society says to. Number 5, unwanted pregnancies. Personally, if I do ever choose to lay down with a woman, that woman would have to be somebody who I deeply care about. Now, I know that and I understand that we live in the 21st century, and possibly, waiting until marriage may be pretty hard. So if I ever decide to be in a long-term relationship, and if I ever have a child, I want to make sure that it's with somebody who I give a fuck about. Be in a situation, I really want to make sure that even if I do sleep with this person, right? And the condom breaks, or something happens, that if a pregnancy happens, I wouldn't really feel devastated, because honestly, I really kind of like this person. I would never want to sleep with a random person, because I know damn well just the thoughts of somebody aborting my child would honestly rip me apart. Number 6, I feel like honestly remaining celibate or waiting in a particular relationship is a very healthy way of going about a relationship. Understand that I've had girlfriends in the past. I've had a lot of different situations in which I was a completely different person. Completely different person. And my need, or my urge for intimacy, led to tension in the relationship. It led to the breaking down of a relationship. You know why? It's because of my mentality. Understand that a lot of people talk about sex, but nobody talks about the emotional, or the guilt that you could get from having it, the emotional distress that you could have from having it, the tension and the conflict that you could have, and the can of worms that could really be opened up because of sexual intercourse in a relationship. Understand that when you decide to wait, you decide to have a clear mind when in a relationship. You start to see that person for who they truly are, without the mission and purpose of wanting to sleep with that person. So, usually, as time goes on, when you get into a relationship, for the most part, your judgment is clouded because you consistently have this agenda to focus on lust in a relationship. And it honestly clouds the red flags that you could see or that you experience in that type of relationship. Being able to experience and really get to know a person without the concept of being sexual would really contextualize and let you know, hey, when I love really actually being friends with this person, being around this person, just in general, even when the sex is not there, would I still be content? Would I still actually like hanging out with this person? Because at the end of the day, after the honeymoon phase wears off, and all of that sexual tension and etc., once that is out the window, you're going to see that person for who they truly are. And you're going to feel trapped. Because you had all of this sexual tension, you committed to this person, all because of lust. And once they open up, and they're probably not going to be the person who you really thought they were, that's when you're going to realize that maybe waiting might be a better option. Number 7, Honestly, once you start to not put sex on such a pedestal, you realize that there's a lot more to life than chasing ass. Understand that I see a lot of different people who surround their self and surround their life and their purpose around the amount of women that they get. For me, personally, I have a lot of different hobbies. I like making videos. I like making music. I'm a musician. I like writing different types of stories. I like going out and going for walks. I like doing a lot of different things. It almost seems like in society we pedestalize sex on such a high regard. And honestly, I find it kind of ridiculous. Did we really put sex on such a high regard even 30 years ago? It's almost something that seems to have to be required for you. As a man, you're not a real man unless you smash as many women as possible. Yet the same men who claim that you should smash as many women as possible claim that women are hoes. It makes no sense. And speaking of that, I want to regard this as well. Number 8. Deciding to remain celibate may work as a particular filtering mechanism. You tell the average girl or the average hoe that you want to wait, she's probably going to leave your life. Understand that being celibate may just in fact remove or filter the low quality or the hoe ass bitches from your life. Okay? And you may think, wow, oh my gosh, all of these women are leaving because I'm mentioning celibacy. Understand that this is a good thing. Because no matter what, you cannot make a hoe into a housewife. So, committing to somebody just from the context of wanting to have sex with them may be a bad idea. You know why? Because these hoes, they're going to ruin your life. Claiming celibacy or claiming to wait in a relationship may in fact filter the hoes and the sluts and these low quality women from being in your life. Okay? Also, I would say to filter a lot of hoes out of your life, mention something like, I'm getting closer to God. Please, say something like, I'm getting closer to God, or I'm going to church. Say something like that. And this will filter them out. So, that's all I really want to say. These are several different reasons why I decide to remain celibate. I'm really kind of just looking for a woman who is a good woman, and I know damn well that I need to be a good man to achieve that. So that's all I really want to say. I hope you have a nice day. This is my black opinion. Peace.